The Talbot Lago of the 1930s is almost certainly one of the world's most elegant cars, if not the most elegant, the most beautiful. Judge for yourself, or take the word of countless classic car judges who have over and over again named this delightful expression of luxury and style the creme de la creme of car shows the world over. And dating back to before the Second World War, car connoisseurs were drooling over the pontoon body, the exaggerated shapes, and the general flow of things. I am bringing up the Talbot Lago because I think you might agree that this 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 6 battery car from Korean automaker Hyundai Motor has just a little French Talbot Lago in it. Or perhaps Hyundai designers were inspired by these Skodas from the 1930s. There is a hint of the Skoda 935 dynamic in this Hyundai. I have also heard critics suggest that the Ioniq 6 is something of a small homage to the Infiniti J30, or as it was also known, the Nissan Leopard J Fouri from the 1990s. Here is actor Jonathan Pryce from a 1994 advertisement, selling us on the idea that the J30 shows us how practical art can be. Perhaps you can also see a bit of Jaguar's Mark II Sport Saloon from the 1960s in the Ioniq 6. What seems undeniable is that the Ioniq 6 takes at least some inspiration from the Mercedes-Benz A-Class, and a whole lot from Merck's CLA and CLS four-door coupes. The great Oscar Wilde said, "Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery." And in fact, I like the Ioniq 6 from its sloping stem to its drooping stern. This design is daring. It is something that stands out and polarizes onlookers. Some like it, others are repulsed, but everyone notices this car. I will also say that Hyundai's designers have added their own pixelated flair. The running lights are square pixels. The turn signal indicators on the side mirrors are square pixels. The rear light bar is an array of little square pixels. The brake light bar is all pixels in the functional spoiler. The trunk has little squares on its activation button, and you'll find them on the inside of the charging flap too. The reverse lights and rear reflectors are also pixels. And here in the steering wheel, these four light up. And by the way, there is a very nice, a very responsive, a very entertaining to drive, a fast battery car here too. And just to get pricing out of the way, the base rear drive Ioniq 6 in Canada lists for about $55,000, while this top-of-the-line all-wheel drive version with the Ultimate package tops out, as you see it here, at just under $65,000, plus fees and taxes. Some versions of the Ioniq 6 are eligible for a $5,000 federal government rebate. And in some provinces, such as British Columbia, there is another $4,000 sitting on the hood. I am betting that every driver with a soul would be thrilled to spend some time behind the wheel of this Ioniq 6. Yes, it's fast, but it's more than that. It's shockingly quick off the line. Instant acceleration. Just dip your foot into the throttle and go. It's got a very big battery. And this all-wheel drive version has a powerful electric motor up front for those wheels and another slightly less juiced electric motor for the rears. The all-wheel drive car here is rated at 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque. This car flies effortlessly, seamlessly, and quietly. The ride here is firm, sports car-like, but not crude and punishing. Range? It varies depending on whether or not you have the all-wheel drive version, the rear-wheel drive version, or if you have this particular tester with 20-inch wheels and all-wheel drive. The cabin here is a wide-open space with some very interesting design features. And we have these pop-out door handles too. These dual flat screens up front, well, they jump out. The one on the right is for your infotainment needs, the other for the driver, the digital driver display. The infotainment screen is clear and easy to operate, though there is no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Among other things, the infotainment screen allows you to change the cabin lighting. This button here allows you to punch up different drive modes, if you want to choose performance or preserve power. The center console in here is a floating design with storage underneath. The rear seating area is massive too, very, very generous. The trunk here, the opening kind of small, and the low load height suggests that, well, you don't want to try and load heavy things in here because you'll probably blow up your back. However, you can drop the back seats right here simply by pulling this tab. I'm going to applaud Hyundai for stretching its design legs, for taking a chance on a polarizing shape, this teardrop shape. Now, of course, this is also something of an homage to some of the great car designs of the past, stretching all the way back to the 1930s. Pixelating the whole thing suggests to me that a few millennials had a hand in this back at Design Central, too. Rival models include the Polestar 2, which is a little bit more of a boxy shape, and Tesla's Model 3, which is more streamlined, a bit bullet-like. I like all three very much, which tells me that the car for you will be all about personal preference. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is CatoCarGuy.com. Please subscribe if you have not already, and hit that like button. And we'll see you next time.